Good day everyone, I am Christian Mbundad and I'm here today to talk a little about deductive reasoning. So let's start with reasoning. Reasoning, the procedure of logically considering something in order to draw a conclusion or pass judgment. So reasoning is an action, or if we want to say something logically or sensible, and our go-to mechanism to justify our actions or statement to other people. So reasoning is a highly highlighted various topic in philosophy, language, mathematics, and arts. So, in reasoning, there are two types of reasoning, which is the inductive and deductive reasoning. So, let's start with deductive reasoning. So, what is deductive reasoning? So, deductive reasoning is a type of logical reasoning that involves drawing a specific conclusion from a set of general premises or statement. So, deductive reasoning is a type of logical reasoning that involves drawing a specific. Uh, it is a reasoning that it needs two premises to justify your conclusion. So general ideas, which is called premises. To have a specific conclusion or like answer your about your statement or ideas. So syllogism is the most used used type of deductive reasoning. So syllogism is probably the most simple of the three types of deductive reasoning. In simplest terms, syllogism states that if A is equals B and B is equals C, then A is equals C. So it means that if A is equals to B and B is equals to C, then A is equals to C because they have both equal B. They have B equal. So that is syllogism. Start with the example. So first example, all men are mortal. So, that is the first premises. And second premises is John is a man. So to have a conclusion, we need to justify what is the same thought in the premises, which is the man and the man. So in the first premises, it states that all men are mortal. So in the second premises state that John is a man. So it means that if John is a man and men are mortal, so John is a mortal. So the conclusion is John is a mortal. So second example. So the people born between 1950 and 1980 like old movies. So in the first statement state that the people born in 1950 and 1980 like old movies. So the second statement was Johnson was born in year 2005. So Johnson is born was born in 2005. So the conclusion is therefore Johnson dislikes old movies because he was not born between 1950 and 1980. So it stated in the first statement is was people born in 1950 and 1980 like old movies, but Johnson was not born in 1950, between 1950 and 1980, because Johnson was born in the year 2005. So, the conclusion, therefore, Johnson dislikes old movies because he was not born between 1950 and 1980. So, next example is, if A is equals to B, then A minus B is equals to 0. So, in that statement, state that if A is equals to B and is equals to 0, so in the premises 2 or second premises state that x is equals to 9 and y is equals to 9. So let's say x is equal is x and is a let's say let's substitute x to a. So a is x and b is y. So 9 minus 9 is is equals to 0. So therefore, the conclusion is x minus y is equals to 0, which is x minus 9 is equals to 0. So, the fourth example is every number divisible by 20 is also divisible by 10. So, in the second premises state that every number divisible by 10 is an even number. All number that divisible by 20 is an even number. So, all the number that divisible by 10 is an even number because the divisible by 20 is also divisible by 10, which is all number that divisible by 20 is an even number. So that is the conclusion. So next example is a prime number is a positive integer greater than 1 that has no positive integer divisors other than 1 and itself. So the second premises states that 5 is a prime number. So in the first premises state that prime number is a positive integer greater than 1 has no positive integer divisor. So there is no divisor if a prime number because the only divisor in a prime number is 1 and itself. So in conclusion, therefore, 5 has no divisor other than 1 and 5 because 5 is a prime number. So the only divisor that can divide into 5 is 1 and 2, are 1 and 2. So the distributive property states that A times B plus C is equals to AB plus AC. So distributive property, it is one of the factor that you need to distribute all the term, which is all the value. Okay, distribute in each value. So in premises 2, 2 times 4 plus 2 times 4. So therefore the conclusion in 2 times 2 parenthesis 4 plus 4 is equals to 16 because 2 times 4 is 8 plus 2 times 4 is 8. So 8 plus 8 is equals to 16. So example, if A over B is equals to C over D, then AD is equals to BC. So in premises number 2, state that 2 over 4 is equals to 3 over 6. So, which is, the conclusion is 3 times 6 is equals to 3 times 4 because it is equal. Okay. Then, the sum of the angles in the triangle is always 180 degrees. So, in conclusion 2, angle A measure 60 degrees and angle B measure 90 degrees. So, the statement in the premises 1 is the sum of the angles in a triangle is always 180 degrees. So, state that a triangle is 180 degree ang triangle. So, therefore, angle C must measure 30 degrees to make the sum of 180 degrees because 60 plus 90 is 150 degree. So, in the other side or like other angle in the triangle is need 30 degrees to make the sum of 180 degrees. So, next example is to divide fractions, you multiply by the reciprocal of the divisor. So, in premises 2, 1/4 divided by 1/2 is equals to 1/4 over 2 and 1. Therefore, 1/4 over 1/2 is equal to 1/4 times 2 over 1, which is simplifies to 1/2. And the square root of the number is a value that when multiplied by itself is equals to x and y raised to 2 is equals to x. So, in premises 2 say that Premises 2, square root of 16 is equal to 4. So therefore, the square root of 16 is equal is equal to 4 because 4 raised to 2 is equal to 16. And that is the conclusion in the square root of the number x is a value y that when multiplied by itself is equals to x, y raised to 2 and is equals to x. So, and that's all my discussion about deductive reasoning, and thank you.